Joining us for our panel, Phil Goff, former Auckland Mayor, and Louisa Wall, former Labour MP. Good morning.
Morning, Ryan.
Good to see you both. Just very quickly on the Russia thing while we're here.
Yeah.
Putin I think just doing his thing, testing the boundaries. But is he trying to get more concessions on Ukraine, do you think, Phil? Like, what's his game plan? Or is it that he's trying to find his next target to invade?
Well, he's already interfered in the Moldavia election and Georgia. He runs Belarus. He has the imperial czarist ambition to recreate the Russian Empire. And he's thumbing his nose at Trump. He's humiliating Trump, actually, because of his incursions into Poland and other countries. So he will go on doing what he's doing.
Until someone shoots him down.
Until they say they make him stop. He doesn't understand soft power, and he thinks he treats Trump with contempt, and that annoys Trump a little bit, but not so much that Trump is restoring his support for Ukraine. He's selling the weapons to NATO, who then provide them to Ukraine. So he's making the money, but he's not providing the support for a country under threat for its democracy and its freedom.
Louisa, staying internationally for a second with Palestine, the decision by the government. We've heard from the PM this morning, David Seymour this morning. Your thoughts?
It makes no sense for us. We don't have a reason of state, such as a country like Germany. They are, in some ways, continuing this truth and reconciliation post the Holocaust, and they've invested billions of dollars, actually, in helping Israel reform. Same with the US. They were there when they were formed in 1948. We have no reason, as a state, to continue to support Israel. What we do have is an imperative to uphold international law. And when you want a two-state solution, and this is my very simple position, you need two states. The UN recognises Palestinian state, but the biggest concern globally are the citizens of Palestine and what's happening to them on an everyday basis. So we actually have no justification for not recognising Palestine as a state at this point in time. And I think the government needs to continue to justify this position, which is completely incongruent with our international standing as a rules-based, democratic country which protects all citizens.
What are you, Black Ferns or All Blacks? What were you watching on the weekend, or both?
I was away, so I didn't get to see either, but I followed both on the radio, which is not the same. I love the Black Ferns, full of personality, a lot of courage. They don't get the same opportunities as their opponents to have games with other countries, but they've got some brilliant people on the team. But it was a consolation weekend, wasn't it? After the weekend before, we beat the Aussies, as we should have, but it was close, and we got the consolation bronze.
Louisa, because you're former Black Fern, of course, how did Canada do it when, as I understand it, they were like they're not professionally funded, are they?
They have a union. Actually, it's a bit of an anomaly because their Canadian rugby did put in $2.4 million, but they crowdfunded $1 million for additional camps to prepare. But they have a very interesting philosophy, I'll call it. They don't have a competition in Canada, but their players play a lot in the English League. There are 9 professional clubs in the UK. Our biggest issue and the fragility of our system is we continue to rely on individuals. So for the Black Ferns, we have superstars like Georgia Miller and Braxton Sorensen McGee and others. Same with Cam Roigard, the superstar who comes in. But we will never win without a systemic response to what's happening in the UK. The UK government with the UK Rugby Union put in £12 million for an initiative called Impact 2025. They want 100,000 women players. They're working with the clubs, but they're also targeting under 12-year-olds. We need a systemic response, otherwise we will never...
How many have they got towards the 100,000, do you know?
They're currently at 22,000, so their player base is equating ours, but the growth in the sport there is because they are deliberately creating systems and pathways for young girls, and after England winning, they will have an explosion, but we can't rely on individual talent, and that's our biggest issue. So we should have a tri-series. We should be already partnering with Australia and South Africa. Australia are hosting the next Women's Rugby World Cup, and the Men's World Cup, by the way. But we've got to get smart
So why
Otherwise-
don't we have a tri-series then? Is it funding, or is it just that they're not talking or sorting it out? Or?
No, they haven't talked about it. So we have Opiki, which has been our best bet, but we're not playing the best people in the world. And actually that's where Canada has been smart. They've allowed their players to play in other competitions, including some of their players playing here, which means they haven't had to create a league, but their players are playing in the best competitions in the world.
All right.
And we don't have that.
Hey, very
That's the
quickly,
reality.
Christmas. Phil, Christmas shopping, we're talking about, it's 3 months to go now. And I was actually over in Australia back in maybe 6 weeks ago, and they had their first things on sale in the stores, you know, Christmas gifts and baubles and stuff like that. Are you already shopping? What's your plan?
I hate shopping, so I leave my spouse to do that. She loves it. I think that's a gender difference, actually. If I go shopping, it's for a specific purpose, and I'm in and out. My wife makes a real art of it. Christmas, we all look forward to it, but it's not just the shopping.
It's not your thing.
It's everything around it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, so what about you?
Actually, I'm a bit the same. My wife is very, very focused on Christmas shopping. But, I mean, the difference for us, we're going to Australia this year. We're taking 96-year-old Laurel to be with the family in Sydney. And we've got lots of grandchildren, great-grandchildren that we'll be buying for
Oh,
us.
that's cute.
Yeah.
Leave it to the wives.
It's about the family rather than shopping. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Phil on that.
Good to see you both. Thanks so
Okay,
much for coming
thanks,
in
Ryan.
this morning.